guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another plant video. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here. I know that houseplants are amazing. You need houseplants. Everybody needs houseplants, but there are some things that happen that you can actually avoid or that you kind of have to be prepared for when you get houseplants, and that's what I want to share with you guys today. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I have clogged the sink and the bathtub like 10 times in the past 5 months that I've had houseplants. I know that What the Flock Farm actually talked about some of these things in his video that he made, so I'm gonna link that down below for you guys. I have clogged the bathtub so many times. Like, it's so funny. When I first started watching videos on YouTube, people would say like, oh, like, haha, I shower with my plants. You know, they would have plants in the bathtub and they would like give them sort of a steam bath, or they would water them in the bathtub so that way the water can like drip out and drain down the drain. If you don't have a mesh sort of lining at the bottom of your pots, or if you still have some plants in nursery pots, soil will fall out of your nursery pot and probably clog your drains. Typically you get like oranges in some mesh bags or like lemons in some mesh bags. You could definitely use that mesh for that purpose and you'd be sort of repurposing your trash. So there's an idea. Another good way that I have found has been bottom watering. So instead of watering your plant from the top and getting soil falling everywhere, you can actually put your pot inside of a different pot and just water inside the pot, and the plant will sort of soak up the water that it needs after a couple of hours usually, and that will pretty much avoid any soil from getting into your drains. The number 2 thing is also about soil. So soil can get expensive. I didn't really think about this too much going into it. I kind of just thought like, oh, dirt is dirt, like how expensive can it be? It can get up there, like especially if you're buying like organic and premium sort of mixes, it gets expensive. The really good soils usually cost above $10, and it's like, that's like at least 2 plants that you could be buying. But the soil itself, the like main soil that you're using, can get expensive. The additives that you buy to put into the soil can get expensive. So I know that orchid bark, that's another $5. Perlite, that's another $5. Some people use pumice, and pumice can get expensive. They usually have it on Amazon for, I want to say like $14. That all adds up, especially if you start collecting plants. You start needing more and more soil and start spending more and more on soil because you want to sort of get the best soils available. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can totally do that, but I just want to warn you that it can get expensive. So a small solution to that would probably be to try and make your own soil. I know that a lot of people, for succulents especially, they buy some topsoil and they buy some perlite and try to get the price down. So they buy in bulk from their local nurseries and they make their own mix, and they have a giant tub of soil with a lid on it so that way no bugs get in, and they just use that. And I think that you can 100% do that for your houseplants instead of having to buy already pre-mixed soils. I think it would definitely save you some money. I don't personally do it. I do buy black gold potting soil from Cornelius Nursery here in Houston. It's only $12 in a really big bag. I buy orchid bark, I buy perlite, and I pretty much mix that all together and make my soil, and that typically comes out to about $25 in total, and it lasts me for a few plants. When you add a lot more drainage to your soil, it kind of makes more soil. So yeah. And then the third thing that I want to talk about is the soil getting everywhere. Not just in your tub, not just in your sink. Sometimes, especially if you have pets, a pet will knock down your plant and soil will get everywhere, or just pretty much transporting your plants anywhere will probably get soil on the floor somehow. So you definitely need to like clean and vacuum a lot more than usual. I know that another solution to not getting soil everywhere is also putting your plants in a leca. I know that a lot of people like leca for that reason exactly, and also to control fungus gnats. So if you want to look into leca beads, definitely check out the internet, because there are so many different sources about leca that you can check out. But yeah, your cleaning schedule is probably going to get a lot more busy if you have houseplants. And then the fourth thing that I want to talk about is bugs. Bugs, especially like right now, I don't know why bugs are just appearing out of nowhere. Where do they come from? I will answer that. The bugs come from your nurseries that you are buying from, and some plants and some pots, and sometimes just by opening your door a bug will fly in. I have been dealing with mealybugs, aphids, spider mites, fungus gnats. Like, I feel like the whole like stampede of bugs is just like coming into my house, y'all. It's honestly, it's been a struggle. I luckily catch it really soon. That is the one thing that I would say to do. Just keep an eye on every single one of your plants. And if you catch a bug, definitely immediately isolate that plant. Look up how to treat the plant, or just get rid of the plant completely. I know that a lot of people do that. I try really hard not to do that, but sometimes plants are just so infested that you have to throw them away, because there's honestly no point in saving a plant that can't be saved. A lot of people recommend beneficial insects whenever you have bugs inside your house, but that is literally introducing bugs to more bugs. So if you don't like bugs, maybe that's not for you, but I have definitely been looking into it. And I know that Summer Rayne Oaks just posted a video about this, and she has some super great information. I love her videos. She is amazing. If you really want some good information, go watch her videos. But yes, to avoid bugs, make sure that you're checking your plants when you're at the nurseries. Make sure you're checking the plants after you get the plant in the box in the mail. So yeah, that is the number 4 thing that I wanted to talk about. The number 5 thing that I want to talk about is vacation. So I'm actually going to be going to Mexico later today, and I will not be posting on Thursday and Monday, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. I try to keep up with my uploading schedule, but I asked you guys on Instagram if it was okay to go, and you said yes, so hopefully everyone's okay with it. I am terrified to leave my plants with anybody, because I feel like people really, when they take care of plants, they just like go in and water everything, and it's like, that's not what I want. I want you to think like I do and check on my plants and just make sure that they need water before watering it. So I'm leaving them alone. I'm not asking anybody to take care of them. I am just going to make sure that all of my plants are okay before leaving. I'm going to make sure that none of them are dry, and I'm still going to ask somebody to come in and look at them. I'm not going to ask them to water them, but I am hoping that they will just kind of check to see if any plant is dying, and then like send me a picture, and I will let them know what to do. But yeah, it is really stressful leaving plants when you go on vacation, because you don't really know how they're going to react without you, and you don't know if maybe they're going to get some bugs without you. I definitely think you should know that before getting houseplants. If you are somebody that travels like all the time and don't have anybody to take care of your plants, then maybe don't get that many plants. Maybe get like a snake plant or something that won't die on you. The number 6 thing that I want to talk about is your pets. If you are somebody that has pets, you need to know that some plants are toxic. You need to know that some plants can hurt your pets. And I don't feel like it's really stressed that much that you need to sort of keep your plants away from your pets, not just because you don't want to mess, but because if your pet ends up ingesting a plant and getting sick, you really don't want that, and I really don't want that for you or your pet. It's definitely extremely important to research if your plant that you're getting is going to possibly be toxic for that pet. I just try my best to keep my plants away from my dogs. Like, I know that peace lilies can actually be toxic for dogs, and this is actually kind of a little bit too low for my preference, but my dogs personally aren't really that crazy. They don't take bites out of my plants. They don't try and eat them or anything, so I'm kind of lucky in that sense. But if you are not, definitely just make sure that you're keeping your plants away from your pets. The number 8 thing is about propagation. So you can propagate plants. It's amazing. It's great. I love making more plants out of other plants, and it is just the most rewarding feeling seeing that your plants are growing for you. But I just need you to know that if you put a plant in some water, don't expect roots immediately. I know that it's frustrating looking at it and seeing that there's nothing there, but as long as the plant isn't dying and as long as the root isn't rotting, you just need patience, okay? And sometimes cuttings just don't root. If you stick some cuttings in some water, sometimes some of them don't make it. And that's okay because you have another plant that you are growing, and plants don't really stop growing unless you kill it. So, yeah. And speaking of plants growing, you sometimes need more space than you think. So, plants get bigger. Some plants get bigger, some plants stay small. But if you don't have enough space for those big plants to get bigger, you probably shouldn't be buying that plant. And pretty much the solution to this is just to kind of always make sure you have some space, because it's hard. Sometimes you have to get rid of plants because they outgrow your space, and it kind of sucks. And then my next thing is that sometimes plants don't want to be where we want them to be. So dark corners, you probably think like, oh, a plant would probably look good there. Sometimes it doesn't look good there because it starts to die. So definitely try to put plants in the best places where you like them to be, but also where they like to be. And speaking of plants dying, my last sort of thing that I want to talk about is the fact that sometimes plants die and they come back to life. So don't throw away your soil. Definitely research every plant that you have, because sometimes plants go dormant during certain seasons, and you don't want to throw away a plant when it can come back to life in the future. I know that alocasias are definitely one of those plants that sometimes go dormant, but they don't always have to go dormant. If you sort of keep their surroundings the same all year round, I've heard that they don't actually need to go dormant. So don't go cutting off your leaves if it's not dying. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I want to talk about today. I feel like a lot of these things are things that I kind of had to learn throughout my journey, and I thought that it would be helpful to have it all in one video here for you guys. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you guys liked it. If you want to chat about anything, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you like me and like plant videos, go ahead and subscribe if you want to. But that's gonna be it for today's video, so I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! I know that alocasias are definitely, he starts singing as soon as I start talking, and it's hilarious.